Autoline Daily is brought to you by Siemens PLM Software, transforming the process of innovation.
Here are today's top headlines. Toyota is cutting wages in Japan, a close look at the new Buick LaCrosse, and A123 Systems wants to build a lithium battery factory in Michigan. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Thursday, January 8, 2009, and now, the news. In an indication of just how deep this recession is going to be, Toyota is asking all of its employees in Japan to take pay cuts. The Associated Press is reporting that one. No word yet on how much they're going to have to cut. Toyota no longer has the kind of cash reserves that used to earn it the nickname, the Bank of Toyota. In the company's latest financial statement, it has cash reserves of only $18 billion, which is less than the Ford Motor Company has. Toyota used to keep cash reserves of well over $30 billion, and it must have spent that money on its rapid global expansion during this decade. General Motors is going to unveil the 2010 Buick LaCrosse this weekend at the North American International Auto Show in Detroit. The LaCrosse is offered in all-wheel drive and has a choice of two direct-injection V6 engines. This is the first GM vehicle to be created on 3 different continents. The design was worked on in both the US and China. Work on the chassis and body was done in Europe, and production begins this summer at GM's Kansas City plant. Nearly 2 million vehicles were recalled by automakers in China over the last 4 years. According to Wards, recalls were rare until the system was put into place in 2004. Up to then, some automakers would refuse to recall faulty vehicles, citing the absence of specific regulations as an excuse. Meanwhile, in the U.S., Nissan's recalling more than 240,000 trucks in 20 cold weather states because salt could rust a sensor that could prevent front airbags from deploying. The recall affects 2005 through 2009 Frontier, Pathfinder, and Xterra vehicles, and obviously the salt comes from those cold weather states throwing it on the roads to melt the snow. Our media partners at Autoblog say Ferrari and Peugeot may cooperate on developing a kinetic energy recovery system, or KERS for short. This year, Formula One is allowing KERS systems to be used that will give race cars short bursts of power each lap. It's really a hybrid system for race cars. Peugeot is presumably anticipating it'll be allowed in sports car racing. By jointly developing it, Ferrari and Peugeot will save a lot of money and get around rules that limit how much testing can be done in either one of those series. There's a lot of news to report about telematics today. Ford is adding more features to its sync system. Drivers will be able to get real-time traffic updates, turn-by-turn navigation, and customized news and weather reports. Meanwhile, Toyota is bringing a new telematics system to market called Safety Connect. It offers many of the same features as GM's OnStar system, like accident notification and a stolen vehicle locator. In a report from the Detroit News, battery manufacturer A123 Systems has asked for a $1.8 billion loan to build a factory in Michigan. The money would come from the $25 billion approved for automakers to retool for green cars. A123 Systems wants to start manufacturing lithium-ion batteries for advanced hybrid and electric vehicles. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at Nissan's redesigned Z car. We'll be back right after this.
Siemens, transforming the process of innovation.
In 1969, Nissan jumped into the sports car segment with the 240Z. 4 decades later, the company is still building its famous letter car. The latest version is the 370Z, and it's new from the ground up. It offers buyers a lot of performance and features, but at least one thing should be familiar to owners of older Z cars. Nissan engineers strove to make it fast, fun, and affordable.
Well, everything is new about the car. We have elevated every aspect of the car in terms of performance, in terms of style, and again, in terms of value. That's been the critical component of the 350. It had this very unique position, and that had the best balance of performance, style, and value in the marketplace. So our goal was to really elevate all of those elements and keep that great balance.
At the heart of the new Z is a 332 horsepower V6 engine. To squeeze that much power out of 3.7 liters, Nissan uses what it calls variable valve event and lift, which adjusts the intake valve lift for more power and better efficiency. The 370Z should get 18 mpg in the city and 26 on the highway, which isn't too bad for a sports car. Two different transmissions are offered, a 6-speed manual and a 7-speed automatic. Stick shift cars with the Sport package get what they call Synchro Rev Match, which predicts which gear you're going to downshift into and then blips the throttle to the exact RPM needed. It works amazingly well. Every downshift is perfectly rev matched. Just like older Z cars, today's 370 could become a cult classic. In fact, it's already been featured in the video game Need for Speed Undercover, well ahead of the car's launch this month. Not only is the 2009 370Z a powerful performer, it's a strong value too. With a base price of $30,000, it offers comparable performance to cars like the Honda S2000 and Chevy Corvette for a lot less money. That's it for today's top news in the global automotive industry, but before we go, one more thing. The North American International Auto Show kicks off this weekend, and we'll be broadcasting a series of live webcasts right from the show floor. My guests and I will talk about all the latest reveals, the hottest concepts, and all the Motor City buzz. You'll be able to tune in next Sunday and Monday at our website, AutolineDaily.com. That's Sunday, January 11th and Monday, January 12th. We'll have two different broadcasts each day, one at noon and another at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Mark your calendar. Anyway, that's it for today's show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Visit our website for even more great content all week long. Autoline Extra, Dawn's Journal, podcasts, and even more. So click over and get the inside view at AutolineDetroit.tv.